A new feature on Automatic, maybe one of the best features, or at least one of the most practical, link building. It's a feature that will allow you to run link campaigns from your own sites. Simply from a URL, you'll be able to, by just entering a URL, you can select the sites on which you want to create links simply through pages or articles. So as a prerequisite here as well, you'll need the plugin. For now, it's WordPress, since it works directly with the plugin on WordPress. And so you can come in and set up campaigns on autopilot. So you can run campaigns for months, or why not even years if you have enough sites, depending on the site's metrics as well. We'll take a look at that right now. Here, quite simply, we're going to come and select link building there by clicking from the sidebar. So here you have the list of your campaigns that are already in progress, with an overview of the statuses, the scheduling, and so on and so forth. So we're going to come here and directly create a new campaign. All right, so the name of the campaign here, so test automatic. To be able to find it easily, of course. The language in which you want to work, you enter it beforehand. It's always better. The target URL. So here, in fact, you're just going to enter the URL you want to build links to. So here for the test, we'll enter, for example, the homepage of automatic.ai for the test. The anchor type, if you want generic anchors, if you want semi-optimized anchors or optimized anchors. So if you want something very SEO focused like content generator, or if you want a bit of branding like automatic AI, or just very, very generic anchors like click here on this site, etc. It's good. It allows you to mix up the patterns a bit to avoid over-optimizing everything. In any case, you have the choice simply when generating to come and manage your anchors in this way. The scheduling, so obviously here, if you want to publish, for example, one piece of content per week starting from, so here I'll just pick tomorrow's date, for example, quite simply. So there we very simply configured the campaign name, the URL, we've entered the URL we want to build links to, and then the anchor type, the language, and the scheduling. The links obviously will be included in articles that will be generated on your sites, and of course they will be contextualized. They won't be links just dropped in the middle of the page, as that would make no sense. And we're simply going to now select the sites on which we want to launch this campaign. So here I have the list of my sites. The sites that appear here are only the ones that have the WordPress plugin. You can add your sites from the Search Console, from Bing Webmaster, Yandex, or Analytics. But here, obviously, since you need the WordPress plugin and your sites show up automatically the moment you have the plugin, we will, of course, for convenience, only show you the sites that can accommodate the link building features. So that means your website's on WordPress. Here you will obviously find all your stats. That's for the selection of your sites. So let's say here, I'm going to select everything for the example. Here too, you can obviously filter your columns for more visual comfort and search if you have a lot of sites and you have a particular site in mind. You have your tags here. So if, for example, you have a network of sites with different levels, for example, T2, T1, T3, etc. I don't know what, you can just come here and select. There you see, if I click on test, only the test site will be displayed. That's why the tags are so useful here. They save you time. By constantly searching for your sites and doing pre-sorting like this upstream in order to go faster. Here, for example, I have checked absolutely all the sites. Next, we will move on to the following step, which will consist of generating article inks and titles for generating your content. So here is where our ink and title configuration has been set up. So you still have control, obviously, over the inks. If you wish to make changes, simply uncheck here, regenerate the inks, or even regenerate the titles directly. So we put automatic AI in place. So here on our sites, we obviously have a layout per site with the publication dates, obviously, which have been updated. So here, automatic AI with ink. So we ask for all types of ink. So generic, semi-optimized, optimized. So here with the link ink, create an SEO text. Here, the link ink with the automatic markup. So here you have the power, of course. If you want to change it, you can obviously change it. Here are the titles on which the content will be generated, taking into account the URL you have entered. The data will be retrieved in a way that maintains maximum content similarity and not to stray too far from the subject, of course. Here's a non-optimized ink on this site. An ink, click here, create with automatic AI, create content quickly and generate AI content here with Notit. You can also have automatic categories. So it actually allows you to simply associate your article on your site with a category that might be related in order to save time. If you have a campaign of 150 sites, it's obvious that it's still quite practical there too, with a default profile. But of course, you can come override and select profiles or categories directly here if you have any specific requests. So we've set up our campaign with our planning obviously focused on a desired link. The link links were generated as requested. And we have the types of oppressions. So we're now going to move on to setting up the content quite simply right here. So here for the settings, you'll find a little bit the autopilot version quite simply, since it will work in a similar way. This means being able to directly select the model you want to work with, such as OpenAI, DeepSeek, Mistral, Anthropic, etc. Next, you'll find the writing options, emojis, FAQ, and so on. Content length, writing style. The same goes for media, so the different image models and image banks if needed. YouTube videos, images in the content, social media embeds, the number of images you wish to add to the content, and custom instructions for your images. Then for the WordPress settings, well, as usual, nothing changes. The post type you want to use, so whether you want to post as an article or a page, automatically associating posts with categories. Since you already requested automatic association when generating your titles and angles, the module recognizes this by default in WordPress and says, okay, we'll associate automatically. Next, you can also, as usual, automatically generate tags or labels with the AI, rewrite the permalinks. If you find the titles a bit long based on your WordPress settings, you can shorten the permalinks by using a few keywords instead of the entire title. And of course, you'll also find the SEO settings if you work with SEO Press, Rank Math, or Yoast, with a distinction between the title tag and your H1 title, as well as adding emojis to the title tags and generating a meta description. So you've launched your link campaign. Now, when you go back to link building in your menu, you'll find an overview that lets you see what's been happening with your links. You can, of course, modify this campaign here. For instance, you see, you can change the entire configuration, the campaign name, and so on. The target URL is editable. And of course, all the content configuration settings, if you want to, for example, change the AI model for images or for text and so on, which is quite handy. Of course, you can archive this campaign, which will stop it immediately if you need to end a campaign urgently. You just have to come here and archive it. Simple as that. It will cut it off, delete it. Well, it will mainly archive it. That's what's quite important, so you can potentially resume it if you need to. So that's it for link building, which is a huge feature that I think will save you a considerable amount of time and above all, make you a lot of money, since it will allow you to develop your PBNs at an insane speed. All of this in autopilot mode. So in literally a few minutes, you can set up maybe months or even years of link building on autopilot. We know that recurrence is important in addition to the number of links. So this is a really nice feature. You're going to have a lot of fun.